the show that brings you economic equity for everyone every day with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. DGAI is a New Orleans-based management consulting and performance management business founded in 1996. April, I celebrated 27 years in business. Yay for Debra! My website that you can learn more about my services is www.gouldassociates.com. That's www.gouldassociates.com to learn more about my professional services offerings in management consulting, facilitating, training, business motivational keynotes, and executive coaching. So you're here today to introduce a new guest on the Hustle Skirt. But before I do that, to introduce our kitchen diva, Kyla Catching today, for those who are just joining the Hustle Skirt for the first time, let me share the mission and purpose of the Hustle Skirt podcast is to promote and communicate and amplify the influence of women and men entrepreneurs for profit businesses. You heard me right, for profit businesses. You will hear interviews from guests who are C-suites and higher executive with a corporation or a nonprofit. But today, we're going to meet a for-profit business. And in a moment, you'll hear more about Kyla Catching. So to say some more about the purpose, you will hear from our guests when they're sharing. It could simply be their stories of empowerment, overcoming challenges and obstacles, pursuing opportunities, victories, accomplishments, and succeeding in various settings in their organizations or businesses. A guest like Kyla may just, without a doubt, let you know that we have not lived this long and strong to be put on the back shelf. So we're showing up, fired up every day to make a difference in our advocacy, mentoring, empowering young entrepreneurs, making a difference as community activists, having a voice of reason for those who cannot speak up and speak out. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and meet our guest today? Because she's glowing and she's looking super fantastic. Would y'all agree? This is yes and this is no. Okay, y'all? To those watching and listening, my guest today is Kyla Catching. We love to call her the kitchen diva. And every time she walk in the room, y'all, she bring the show. She always have her lipstick looking impeccable from head to toe. So with that being said, let me share her credentials with you as you listen and meet this phenomenal woman. Adored wife of 25 years. That's beautiful, Kyla. To James Catching Jr., humble mother of 3 beautiful girls, affectionately called them the K girls, Kyla, Kayci, and Kelsi. She currently in the education administration over 27 years. So we don't want to gloss over that. So let me just give you the purpose of why she show up every Monday morning to do the work in advocacy. Advocating for children. Children are shaped and molded by various experiences and interaction as their little bodies and minds grow and develop. Kyla, in her own voice, for those who cannot speak, providing input towards solutions and promoting change. But let me flip back to Kitchen Diva. Pardon me, Kina. Got it twisted just for a moment. She is the kitchen diva. She's passionate about cooking. She's going to tell you what was that inspiration. I found we had some similarity in how we got started, but she's taking it to a whole nother level. And that's why she is called the Kitchen Diva. Say some more about her credential. Alumni of Southern University, Bowie State University, and Our Lady of the Holy Cross College. Educational administrator for the City of Love School of Ministry and Elder City of Love Full Gospel Baptist Church. So help me, everyone who are my followers of the Hustle Skirt podcast, help me to welcome my guest today, Kayci. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me here. I am so humbled and so grateful to be in this space with you, Debra. It's truly an honor. It's
Oh,
truly an
thank you.
honor. Thank you so much.
I feel the same way. Love back to you. So all of my guests know that Debra is going to ask some general, specific, or a fun question. So let's get the show going here on this podcast. So I would like to find out if you would just share with the audience, tell us about your startup or existing business ideas. In other words, what motivates you, Kayci?
What motivates me? It kind of started a long time ago when I first got married, and we would always eat the same thing, which was always box materials, rice-a-roni or fried pork chop. So growing up in my home, my mom cooked every day, but I never cooked because I was always the one to do the cleaning. So I guess, growing up as a new wife, I said, we have to do something a little differently. So I started cooking, and I said, I'm going to cook from scratch because that's the only way that my mother cooked.
Mhm.
So from there, I just had a love for cooking, very passionate about it. And then I would make dishes for the family. And it was like, oh, Mom, this is so delicious. You could sell this. You could sell this. So I just, during COVID, we was just kind of, just really relaxing, gathering our thoughts, gathering our dreams, our visions. A lot of things came in place. And something said, you know what, maybe we can go back and we might can do this. We might can create a business, create catering, create dishes that, people will love and will love to just enjoy them as well. So that's where I am with KitchenDiva.
Interesting background. There are some differences and similarity. Similarity in terms of, for me, was different. I had 7 brothers. I grew up tomboy, never cooked when I lived at home. Even in my early childhood, my teens, it's just, I didn't do it. My mother was a domestic homemaker and she did all the cooking, but I did all similarity. I had to do the chores to cleaning up the house. So I was
Absolutely.
really good at that, and 5 brothers under me, caring for them. So I didn't really cook until I was married, but I never had the passion or the notion to do what you're doing. Okay, my meals was delicious, but I didn't get that kind of feedback to motivate me to create KitchenDiva. So I'm glad I'm in my space and you're in your space doing well.
Thank you so much.
Y'all,
Yes,
her
yes.
food is yummy, delicious. Okay,
You.
so we're gonna keep it going here. I have another question for you.
Okay.
What's the story behind your business aspiration? I heard something about you was eating a lot of box products and you was getting that feedback, but say some more about that business aspiration.
Just being able to give people what they desire, give people something that feels good and tastes good, that makes you just, kind of warms your heart. When I cook with passion. And when I even cook for others, whatever I am going to feed my family, this is what I'm going to feed my customers or my clients. So just having just the zeal to do it, even when I'm tired. I will cook. If someone say, "Oh, I'm gonna come over by your house," I'll have a 7-course meal, and they're like, "Where did this come from?" But I'm really passionate about what I do, and I'm really big on presentation. I do cater as well. But someone came up to me one day and said, "You know what, uh, Kitchen Diva, you may want to start teaching others how to cook as well." So from there, I just say, I think that's something that I might can do. So
Ooh,
it's
I
just,
like that.
yeah,
Diversify, take it to
yeah.
another level. Now, Kitchen Diva, if someone listening to this podcast, share some contact information. Is there a website, or can they follow you on one of the social media handles like Instagram or Twitter or others?
Yeah.
How can we reach out to you? Because I know what you do in the food presentation, and everything is always unique. It's like, it's not a one and done catering event. Folks want to know more about you, a business card, but say to this listening audience, how can someone who planning a wedding or having a graduation party, high school or college, or whatever their occasion or anniversary, how can they reach you?
Well, I have a page on Facebook called Catchings Catering, feature the Kitchen Diva. And then
Can you
also you
spell
can
that
reach
for our audience so we don't get it
okay,
twisted?
Catchings at CATCHINGS Catering with a Kitchen Diva.
One more time, please.
Catching CATCHINGS Catering with a Kitchen Diva.
And y'all, when you decide to use her service, remember who told you about Kitchen Diva. All right. One more question before we wrap up our interview today, Kina. Who is your biggest role model?
That could be so many people, but one of the things that I'm really humbled and really grateful about is just being around women that inspire, women that transform and just make those lasting impressions and connections and, just um, motivating you to go to the next level. So I have really been blessed to be around a lot of awesome people, including yourself, and just to be like, you know what,
Thank
you
you.
can do this. Push a little harder. And it's phenomenal. And I go back to always thinking about how I got the name because, some people would say, oh, well, you shouldn't call yourself a diva. But I call myself a diva
But
because,
look at you. You are. When you step in the room, you bring the show.
but from a servant's heart. From a servant's heart, because it's what I want to do is just serve people. So that's why I call myself the Kitchen Diva, because it's never about me. It's always about other people. So I've been inspired. So for me, I just want to inspire others.
Okay, that works for me. There are so many that inspire you. That works for me. So at this time, we're going to wrap up this Hustle Skirt podcast interview. One more time, please share how we can connect with you. Would you share that with the audience again?
Catchings Catering, CATCHINGS Catering with the Kitchen Diva.
Okay. So
Yes.
as we close out the Hustle Skirt podcast, the objective, y'all, is to empower you to speak up, speak out, speak power, embrace change. You notice the transition between this educational administrator, her catering. Everyone loves her cooking. She has branded herself as the kitchen diva. So embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose, and get fired up just with passion, just like Kina catching here. Want to do something for the Hustle Skirt hosts here? Make sure to visit our website at www.persistencelane.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt podcast, 9 different platforms. But just to name a few: iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Podcasts, just to name a few. So visit the persistencelane.com website to learn more and watch this particular video with the Kitchen Diva as many times as you like. While you're at it, if you found this particular podcast with Kyla today of value and you appreciate it, give us a rating on iTunes or just tell a friend, a family, a neighbor, someone in your network. Y'all, we want you to check out this interview with Kyla KitchenDiva, KitchenDiva. So we're going to close out right now. You're listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day. That is my purpose to, in this particular platform, to elevate the work, the passion of what Kyla is doing today. Is one way of equity. I don't want to be selfish about it just to keep it to myself of her services. I want all of y'all to know about the Kitchen Diva. That's economic equity, y'all, in action. So until we meet again, your host, Debra Gould, I look forward to seeing all of you. Kyla, thank you so much. I had fun. I hope you.
Thank you so much.
I got really something did. Out of this too today.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Until we meet again, make yourself a great day on purpose. Bye.